Ladies dancing, three, and all here with me, and all I'm saying is what a night. Dun 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 dun. Oh, what a night! Hello. How far art thou? Good, I hope. Good Thursday evening to you and yours. My name's Oren Lamena. This is something I like to call Good News Travel Fast.
What if I told you that pain is the process, hurt worth the cost?
We can talk about sports.
More be the option, sticking and moving, picking and choosing.
We don't have to if you don't want to.
Solid ground. Fuck 12, 10 toes.
Notre Dame's taking on Penn State. Nothing better than watching the Domers get domed. Hogs. Avs in action against the Minnesota Wild. I got both of those games going. Talk about that. Bo Nix gets 2 more awards. Coach Prime fuels the fire that's ruining that's fucking up the feng shui in my brain. The Nuggets odds to land Jimmy Butler. I mean, what's not to talk about?
Plenty thoughts, I could say more, but it's cool for now, Lord, let the demi pop.
Luxurious cipher sounds. Ride quietly, dead silent until the tires bleed. I can guarantee you one thing, though. While I have your attention, kill you with truthers. Oh, we're going to have some God blessed fucking fun. Oh, I will. I hope the same happens for you. So without further ado, come on, guys, let's do it.
And now it's time to play everybody's favorite game.
Good news. Good news. We are jumping that combination. Jesus Christ. We can't run.
Oh, thank you so much. My goodness. What a raucous round of applause. You made it. You did it. I bet you when this Thursday started, you were like, this is never going to end. How many hours until Oren comes on with Good News Travel Fast? This is never going to end. Like kids before Christmas. But look at you. You did it. You did it. You did it.
Way to go. Neato. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes. That is good news.
Yes.
I'll be honest. Congrats.
That is good news.
We're back. Mortimer, we're back. Yeah. What up, Paul Schaefer? You come in here, you offer applause, I give you applause back. Thank you for being here, Paul. I think that's what that is. Is that what that is? Am I doing it right? Is there anything more enjoyable? Well, I guess if you're me, there's nothing more. I should make this a statement, not a question. There's nothing more enjoyable for me than watching Penn State get absolutely lambasted, just drubbed. Any day they're taking one on the chin is a good day for me.
So superior to all they love.
The love is. So that's a good thing that's happening. I'm really happy with that. The Avs are up 2-1 on the Minnesota Wild. Hopefully they can hold on to that. Losing to the lowly Chicago Blackhawks. You got to get back in the win column. Yep, old school. What was that called? What was it called? Penn State equals smug state. You know what? The thing about that, I have two parents, adopted, but two parents nonetheless. I mean, I have four parents. I have lots of parents. I was orphaned as anyway. I have one set of parents that the dab. That's what. One set of parents, both graduates of Penn State. So there's always what's a Nittany lion, by the way? What is the Nittany and Nittany? What the fuck is a Nittany lion? Timothy Rimothy's in the house. We can talk about LA and their fires on your other channel. Yeah, you mean DEW's Direct Energy? Whoa. What's the W for? I haven't had my inaugural over there yet because I've just been trying to get a couple things together. But I'm glad that you mentioned that, Timothy Rimothy. For those that are unaware, if you go to Good News _Travel Fast on the YouTubes, that's where I do the other stuff that's not sports related and is sure to entertain and spark your brain. And we can get into all kinds of stuff that's not just sports related. So Good News _Travel Fast. Go over there, like it, subscribe it, share it. Even this, I mean, it's over there right now. This is happening over there right now. No clue. I just found out what a bill is. It's an old dude. Oh, I'm just a bill. All right. Okay. Let's handle the business. Let's handle the business at hand and give out some congratulations. Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy. I forgot about Sandusky. I forgot about the old Sandman. We call him the Sandman. The Sandman. Jesus, that went bad. That went bad fast. And Joe Paterno, you know what I mean? Just how no worse way to taint a legendary coaching career than to have quite possibly. I mean, is there any question that's like, if you didn't know that you had a Sandusky on your roster in your coaching staff? I mean, what were you doing, Jopa? He is that's posthumous that we'd have to ask that question because he's no longer with us. Where do I want to start? I want to start by giving congratulations. Let's get the light work out of the way. Congratulations are in order for Bo Nix. Not only this guy is, don't look now, Bronco fan, but you fucked around and got yourself a quarterback. Nix won AFC Offensive Player of the Week honors before the game, Week 18. Or, I mean, after Week 18, excuse me. 3 for 321. So, I mean, the way that it's looking, and was named AFC Offensive Rookie of the Month in October. Hold on. First quarterback, John Elway. Nix is the first Bronco rookie quarterback since John Elway to lead the franchise to the playoffs. Are you getting excited for fucking Sunday? I know you're all Twitter-pated over the possibilities, and we'll talk about the possibilities of upsetting Buffalo. Because it's not so far outside of the realm. It's not so far out, against the grain for them to go in and do something that, yeah, it would register as an upset because of the seeding, but I think you're looking at a Buffalo Bills squad that really is ripe for the picking. And the Broncos are perfectly positioned to take advantage of that. So, congratulations to Bo Nix. That in and of itself. Now, granted, again, yeah, there's an asterisk. Of course, it was against the also Rams for the, but you got to play. You still got to play the game. He throws for 321. I don't give a damn. You still got to play the game. Now, here's a good question. Before we get to speculating about the playoffs, I saw this story, and it's a prediction, which, as predictions go, I think is one that will make you happy, Bronco fan. Let me see here. Boom. And bam. This is via heavy.com. Broncos predicted to trade for $40 million Swiss Army knife. And there is precedent here because of a relationship. For Denver Broncos head coach Sean Payton, a familiar face from his past might be the key to help lift his team offense to another level in 2025. ESPN's Benjamin Solak believes the New Orleans Saints will be forced to part ways with versatile offensive star Taysom Hill this offseason and look for a trade destination, opening the door for the 8-year veteran to possibly finish out his career playing for his old ball coach. I'm not sure what exactly happens with Taysom Hill, the 35-year-old do-it-all playmaker who is due to hit the 2025 cap for $18 million next season, which would be the 4th biggest tight end cap hit in football. I expect the Saints to try to trade him to the Broncos, as nobody else would really be interested, while modifying his contract to create cap relief. Is that something that you're interested in, Bronco fan? We've been talking all season about getting Bo Nix sort of a safety valve, I guess you'd call it, an outlet that he could easily, in times, because what you don't want to see is Bo Nix constantly putting himself at risk. He's quite capable, scrambling, obviously getting out of the pocket and creating plays with his feet. But wouldn't it be great to have a guy like Taysom Hill that you could, alleviate pressure? If you can't get your hands on, let's say, I don't know, Tyler Warren. If you're watching the game, by the way, Tyler Warren's really good at football. I don't know how the Broncos could get a hold of, is he coming out in the draft? If you can get your hands on Tyler Warren, well then, outside of obviously being, I think, a needed position to fill, that being tight end, what you want to see is one more kind of Hall of Fame talent, or let's say Pro Bowl talent added to this Broncos offense. And I don't think it has to be like a wideout. Just somebody who can make plays. And that Tyler Warren, dude, like, he's really fucking good. And if you get a guy like Taysom Hill, we're talking about Taysom Hill in this case, you do get a guy who can spell at quarterback. Not really. I would like to keep the defense and the offense. Had a playmaker and secondary ball hawk. I think you're saying add a playmaker and secondary ball hawk. I don't know, man. If it's possible to not lose a lot, like if you could get it with draft picks, wouldn't it be worth getting? Taysom Hill is obviously, he's accustomed to and familiar with what Sean Payton wants to do offensively. And he is kind of that wild card, do it all. I'm sitting at the reason why it's pretty appropriate to be talking about this now is watching Tyler Warren, run the Wildcat sometimes with Penn State. Like, I've seen him play this season, but he's really fucking good. And it's like, just imagining a player like that, which I don't think the Broncos would be able to get a hold of. I don't know if he's coming out or not. watching a guy like that is it's like, okay, now, you know, we get to dream big. Bronco fan, you get to sort of, because you got your quarterback. Now it's like, all right, what pieces can we add? And I do think that offensively, yeah, could you have, you know, better on the outside wideouts than Sut and what I believe will be Vele going forward? Sure, of course you could, but you don't need that if you're able to add what I believe to be a dynamic sort of safety blanket. You know, a switch it up kind of guy because of Marvin Mims and guys that you have that are, I believe, playmakers in hand. Andon's in the building. What up, Andon? Taste too old. Sorry, we need a young player. You need a younger tight end with some tread still on the tires. How old is Taysom? God, 34. So crazy to hear people say 34 is old. So crazy, but I get it. In football years, it might as well be 60, right? If he comes in for the league minimum, then yes. That's what, well, I mean, isn't that what we're talking about, though? I mean, you're not talking about spinning the farm. The Broncos, because of their trip to the playoffs, you know, that affects their draft order status. And so, I don't know, getting your hand on a tight end seems like Timothy Rimothy is making jokes about Fishing showing up. What up, Broncos country? What's up? Fishing's in the house. What up, Fish? Should we draft Bo's bro? You're going to have to tell me about Bo's bro. There's another NIX. What does he do? What does he play? Where does he play? I thought getting your hands on a guy like Taysom Hill would excite you guys, and you guys are all poo-pooing the idea. Jesus Christ. Andy came in fucking killing the vibe. Oh, my God. Buzzkill. What a buzzkill. I'm sitting here trying to offer up, you know, I'm trying to offer up solutions, and Andon comes in. He's like, that guy's ancient. You know, I love you, Andon. I kid because I care. 100% Taysom Hill's better than our tight end. Yeah, I'm saying, like, to shake a stick at Taysom Hill sounds like this is the Bronco Nation. No specifics, not you particularly, Andon, but this is that smuggy Bronco Nation that people started. Well, I particularly don't find too tasteful. It's very distasteful. Turn your nose up at Taysom Hill like you wouldn't. Like he's not better than what you have in house. Isn't there a little John or a little guy or a big little somebody that D-Mac hates? Just turn your nose up at Taysom Hill. Okay, well, you got better on the way. Adopted brother Tex or something. Wide receiver duck. Not understanding what that means. You're gonna have to. You're speaking in. I don't understand what that is. Is he better than what we have currently? Probably, but manage the expectations. Everyone wants the next Brock Bowers. Yeah, well, yeah. I'm just looking for a safety blanket. I don't even think it needs to be Brock Bowers. I think it'd be great if you're able to get value and at the same time, you know, like a playmaker. I'm just saying that it'd be nice to have an outlet, good in the run game, you know, good with the run blocking, but also good with the pass catching and the playmaking, therefore limiting the amount of damage that is assured to follow Bo Nix getting out of the pocket and making plays with his feet. You want to ease that up and give him one more place to go with the ball. I don't know. Tez Johnson is Bo's brother? I don't know. Is he? He's his adopted brother? Oh, that's wild. Oh, KKK. Tez Johnson is Bo's bro. Okay, who is this Tez Johnson? Let me look him up. Oh, yeah, Tez Johnson. Sounds good to me. Tez Johnson. I'm not going to lie to you. Wait a minute. That can't be. How's Tez Johnson Bo's bro? He's, how do I say this? He's black. The NIX family adopted a black. I'm just saying I'm not aware. I wasn't aware. He's 22 years old. The NIX family adopted a black guy? Like Michael Orr? Like he's like their own personal Michael Orr? The NIX's family's Michael Orr? Is this real? I don't believe you. Let me see. Tez Johnson. Bo. Oh, shit. It came right to the top. He's their own little Michael Orr. Yes, Bo Nix and Tez Johnson are adopted brothers. Both played football for the University of Oregon in 2023. What? Wow, what a story. Tez moved in with Bo's family in high school when he was 15 years old. Tez and Bo were high school teammates. Wow. Tez's mother, Shamika, sent him to live with the Nix family after the father. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Oh, by suicide. All right, I have to be more respectful with this conversation. I was not aware of this. I had no idea. Tez played for Troy University before transferring to Oregon. Tez and Bo helped the Ducks to 2000. Wow, that's a great story. It definitely is giving Michael Orr vibes, but Bo Nix jealous of brother Tez Johnson? What is this? Why would you're jealous of? Nix remains an avid Duck supporter. Cheers on Johnson, former teammates Dan Lanning, Johnson's Oregon leading receiver. Blah blah blah. Best game yet. Blah, blah, blah. Two brothers, Nix and Johnson, starred for the Ducks 2023. A successful season. Many Oregon fell short to ultimate goal. Blah, blah, blah. Now number one, the Ducks will face Ohio State in the iconic Rose Bowl New Year's Day. The opportunity is Johnson doesn't take lightly. I was on the phone with Bo. That's crazy that they're brothers like that. That's tight. Now I'm in the Rose Bowl just showcasing it. Everyone's happy for me. Johnson continued. I'm happy for myself, but we know we've got more to go. It was nice seeing Oregon get bounced, though. They got bounced. They got bounced. I mean, okay, bring Tez to town. Make it a family affair. Just get Bo. Bo needs more playmakers around him. Tis the point. Tez the point. Sans the point. Okay. I like that. Good work there. Here is another Bronco related. Like I literally mean push to enter a joke. Didn't know it was a suicide. LOL. I'm bad sometimes. No problem. No problem. I didn't either. Listen. I didn't even know the story. So I think you're okay here. Don't worry yourself, Timothy Rimothy. Sometimes we play around the edges, and then once we find out that we've flown too close to the sun on wings of paper mache, we pull it back in. We're not going to go full, nosedive. We'll pull it up. We'll pull up out of that one. You learn something new exactly, fishing. You learn something new every day. Adopted, just like the blind side. You learn something new every day. That is
way to go, neato, gang.
Yes,
boy.
That is good news. I'll be honest.
Congrats.
That is good news.
great pull, Andon. Good job. Let's see. Okay, so bring Taysom Hill in after the draft, a potential phenom tight end, and then we're good to go at that position in at least 2 seasons. Go get the ball. I agree. I just think that it's a glaring deficiency in the Broncos offense. I think it would help everything. You know what I mean? You got to add that threat that's a little closer to the line of scrimmage and somebody that it's not a wide receiver screen. I think you find yourself depending too much on Marvin Mims when the run game isn't doing what you need it to do and sort of gadgeting shit up. And I think if you add a playmaker at tight end, it would be perfect. Because think of that drag route that a tight end can run when you get that naked boot, when you get that bootleg that, or if you can run the ball like Audric Estime. I'm picturing really being able to hammer him between the tackles. I mean, between the guard, and then you get that bootleg ability and then you can run that drag route. I think it would be great. I think it would be great.
Way to go, neato, gang. Yes, boy. Oh.
I think it would be great. Oren, you ever have someone talk so much trash then on game day, not a single word? Do you cheer for their team or hope they get smashed? That's a great question. That's a great question. Because, listen, if you're going to run it, all we expect you to do is show up. Because that's the price that you pay for running it and seeing your squad get, is that you got to show. But if you don't show, so then, yeah, I'm hoping that your team just gets smashed so that I know somewhere you are just stewing in the fact that you knew you were running it, you was popping it, and your squad is just dropping it. That's my take. Because again, this is what we do in sports. We run it. You pop your shit, pop it. But you got to show up and you got to take it. And if you don't, now I'm just hoping that your squad's just. I want to see them embarrassed, so that the next time that we do run into one another, you and I both know what's going on. You feel me? You feel me? You feel 100% great story. It is a great story, Paul. I'm assuming that we're still talking about Tez. Yeah, talk the talk, walk the walk. You don't get out here and pop it. You was out here popping it. Show up. But no, people don't like to do that. We know that. Because we live vicariously through the teams that we support and the athletes that we support, as if, their successes are ours, and that's fine. And then it kind of gets away from you. You start talking a little more shit than you probably should, and you popping it, and that's cool. Pop it. But just show up. That's all we ask. Show up, because we gonna let you know. You feel me? Let's see. Do you think they'll have Mims to stop doing punt returns next year because of his development as a wide receiver? I think Marvin Mims, anytime you can get the ball in his hands, I think you should do it. So I do think he should remain returning punts. He's that electric. I think he's their best ball carrier. So anytime he can touch the ball, there's good things are going to happen. So you have to put him in those positions. And that is why I'm saying then you do need to limit not the amount of snaps, but how much you depend upon his playmaking ability on offense. And in Fishing, Timothy, you guys jump in here and give me your thoughts on that. That's my thought on Marvin Mims. I think Marvin Mims is Deebo Samuel's light. And I say that only out of respect for Deebo Samuels. I am absolutely enthralled with Marvin Mims. Who are you calling a loser? I'm late, so I'm gonna try and catch up to that. I see somebody being called a loser. How do we always get to TNs? Big enough threats, but aren't blockers either. It's just hard to find a guy who does both, right? The pass catching tight end is usually your former basketball player type, probably didn't grow up playing football type. And then you got the converted offensive lineman, kind of type guy, or the guy who should have been an offensive lineman and ends up being, a tight end because he can run it. And so it's kind of hard to combine both, is what it feels like. We need a wide receiver with a comic book. Game Jimmy, video game speed. Yeah. You need a burner on the outsides. Personally, I just love what they have in Devon Vele. I think you're just going to watch him grow more and more. I think his age is, sure, he's 26, but he's still got, that means a good 5-7 years of productive football in him. I mean, peak performance football. And I really do think Sut is a number one. I just think he's a different type. And I think it's more of I think what I see in the Broncos is more of what I'm watching in Penn State. I can't wait till one team decides that they're going to, take the top off of a defense, but really just smash you in the mouth. And the only thing the Broncos have yet to add, which I think Sean Payton would love to have, is a running game that's like, for the next, I think Sean Payton wants it, despite what we see when he goes away from it. I think maybe he gets frustrated with its ineffectiveness at times, but that comes from trying to decide who the back is. Maybe a dual back situation, but I think he would love to see a very stout running game, because he had that in New Orleans, and that is really what allows you to take the top off of defense, not just having a burner on the outside. It's the threat of a running game. You know what I mean? In my opinion, humbly. Whoa. It's getting away from me. I got to catch up with you guys. So can we start on what a loser mentality it is, being okay and accepting if Deion leaves? Yeah, I'm going to get to that. He was on Good Morning America, and I don't know why he keeps playing into this, and it's starting to fuck with my feng shui, to be honest with you. Because I'm like, all right, like, I know you got the TV show, you know, you don't have any real connection to Colorado. There's no reason for him to be loyal at all. It's all business. But if you say you're staying, then I'd like to see that followed through with by, you know, don't go on, because you know what the national media is dying to do. Now that, you know, 2 black head coaches have been fired in 2 pretty much, you know, must-see TV type scenarios. Whether you're talking about Chicago, it's all football's always better when everybody's desire is for the Bears to get better. And then obviously with the Raiders, I know Bronco fan, you don't give a shit that they suck, but you know, football's better when the Raiders are better. And you know, for him to go on Good Morning America and be like, I would love to coach in the NFL if I could coach my sons. First of all, it's kind of like, no disrespect. But I think NFL coaches are required to do more than what Deion brings to the table as an NFL head coach at his stage, because you wouldn't go into a situation, I don't think, where you just have, you know, everything in place, you know, the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator, where you could just come in and be this motivating sort of CEO preacher type guy. I don't think that shit would sell on the NFL level. Personally, I don't think. And so then it's like, God, I know he's a great father. I've had my complexities with my family life. We can get into that on the other channel. So I'm not here to, great father, but at a certain point in time, pop your titty out the mouth. Like, come on, man, enough's enough. I want to coach my sons. It's not that simple, dude. And I love Prime. And part of this is my frustration with, like, I want to see him do what he said he's going to do. Create a winner in Boulder. And so I quite honestly, I was disappointed with that, him playing into that narrative. But it's there to be played into. And again, this is about maturity as an onlooker. It's like, these people owe us nothing. It's business for them, so it should be business for us as a fan base, but it would be a shame. And I don't think he even has any, I don't think he has a desire to go, but you know, it's the TV show, it's the Coach Prime thing. Everything is must-see TV, and creating the allure of, am I staying, am I going? It helps. It just draws more attention, right? And I was disappointed in that. I was disappointed in that. I just thought, come on, man, like, not everything has to be TV, if you feel me. Like, not everything has to be for the cameras. And it was just, I don't know. I was disappointed in that. I really was. I ain't even gonna hold you. Who's okay with it? Who's PhD? I don't know who the fuck PhD is. So you're gonna have to tell me. I don't know who PhD is. Less acronyms. You're not gonna get. I don't pay that. Honestly, I don't give a shit all that much about a lot of. I talk about sports, but I don't give a shit enough to know who PhD is. So you're gonna have to tell me, unless you're talking about doctors, and then what doctors are. I don't know. Vic Lombardi called me out yesterday on Twitch chats during his show about ND school and pride, this and that. Today, not a single. Oh, yeah. The Vic Lombardi Notre Dame connection. Did he go to Notre Dame? I mean, I know his brother from the rap world. And I know the Lombardis are, did he go to Notre Dame? Or is he just Catholic? Nothing is better than watching Notre Dame get smashed. I mean, nothing entertains. Nothing entertains like watching. I like watching Notre Dame football players do terrible on the next level. Like when Brady Quinn got drafted to the Broncos, and trust me, as a Packer fan, I was no love lost. I was like, that guy's going to be terrible. And he was. The bonus is that they yeah. I love watching Notre Dame get smashed, and the way that Penn State's doing it. They're just out physicaling them, and it's fun to watch. I like their coach, Marcus, but I don't give a shit. You can lose like the rest of them. I think all the coaching jobs will be filled before the draft. So Neon would stay with CU. I mean, we don't want to be your also ran. I don't want to be your, oh, I guess I'll stay here because nobody wants me. It's like, do you want to build something or not? And I do respect Coach Prime's right to do whatever with his coaching career. But I think that this assumption that what he does would work on the NFL level, you gotta think. NFL guys, yes, no guaranteed contracts, but they're already millionaires. And I just don't know if that preachy stuff works on the, what guys want to know on the NFL level is, I'm assuming, let me restructure that sentence. I was about to start talking like I know this for sure. I've been in NFL locker rooms before. I've covered the Broncos closely. Guys on the NFL level really are professional football players. And so a lot of that rah-rah bullshit don't, it's like they want confidence in their head guy and their position coaches. They want to know that this guy knows what he's talking about and it's not just some guy yammering. And that's not that that Prime doesn't know those things. I just feel like what he excels at sells on the college level because kids are impressionable still. And you still have a carrot that you can dangle in front of them because while there's money being made, they want to get to the money. Yes, on the NFL level, everybody's playing for their next contract, but you still have a different relationship with the money that you're making. And I just don't know if what he does would sell on the NFL level. It would work for a while, but when the wins don't rack up, because in the NFL, don't nobody give a shit about none of that. Gerard Mayo didn't even get a chance to prove whether he could or couldn't coach, especially as a black head coach. I mean, just keep it 1,000. Look, Antonio Pierce. Then they fired the GM. Didn't the Raiders just fire their GM after they fired the coach? It's like, you're not going to get a lot of room to do all this. Give me my theme music and all that other shit. That's a college thing. So it's like, are you dedicated to the program or not? You know what I mean? Like, and if you're trying to make compelling television, just don't do it with my fucking heartstrings. Let's see. Absolutely. Get Mims more touches. I would give him more slots. Slot looks too, but he is dangerous on punt returns, and that can be the difference maker. Yeah, you want to be able to flip the field, and he can do that in a play. Like, the thing about a guy like Marvin Mims is like, it's must-see TV every time he touches the ball because there's a chance that if he's not going to take it to the house, he's at least going to get chunk plays. And there's not guys like that. That's why I don't feel like the Broncos need a down the field, take the top off the defense guy, because those guys are usually kind of one-trick ponies anyway. I like Sutton because he's more of a possession receiver, and I know that's crazy to say because he drops a lot of balls, but he's a big dude, takes up a lot of space, high points balls. I like that. And I just think that Devon Vele is just going to keep getting better despite, that tag that's going to be on him that he's older. I just think he just shows up. He just shows up on film. You just see it. And it's like, that's a steal. What a deal.
Way to go. Neato, gang. Yes, boy.
That's a steal a deal. Sutton is amazing leader. Extend him in hometown. I think so. I just think when guys play, yes, he could be better not dropping balls. But I think we saw this before. We saw a guy like Sutton before, and his name was Rod Smith. And how'd that work out? We used to, as a group, we used to call Rod Smith Hands of Stone. When his career first started, if you're old enough to remember, Rod Smith, I'm pretty sure he probably dropped a couple of his kids. But he got it together and became exactly what it needed. And that is how you build. To me, that is how you build. You can chase the Stephon Diggses and all, but usually if you don't draft that talent, I think going out and trying to trade for it, DeAndre Hopkins, I think it can help. It can help. Like, Devontae Adams, would it help the Broncos to have a Devontae Adams in out? Of course. But what do you end up mortgaging in order to get him with the salary cap and the thing? And you got so much dead cap money because of, Russ. It's like, you got to find it in-house. And I do think they have it. I mean, has it looked like the Broncos have struggled moving the ball through the air this season? It doesn't look like they've struggled. They've struggled in games because I think of growing pains, but I don't think that they've struggled to move the ball through the air. I just don't. Watch the Bills game, come down to special teams. I couldn't agree more, Andon. I think that at the end of the day, what what is going to make the difference in this Sunday's game is going to be whose quarterback makes bigger chunk plays with their feet and a special teams score, which I think that is only a possibility on the Broncos side. If Marvin Mims, and when I say a special team score, that can include, he doesn't have to take it to the house, but if he puts them in scoring position on a special teams play, watch and learn, he says. LOL, Neon likes the bright lights, but I think he is fucking with people. I do too. I think it's all for TV, but I also think like, you're still dealing with, there's a different component. Like these guys, the Sanders family have become Boulder royalty, CU royalty, and they're not from the program. You understand what I'm saying when I say that? So that can kind of rub certain elements the wrong way, right? And I bet you if you polled, and I got a special announcement, I got to get it locked down, but I got a special announcement coming that involves two very prominent buffs. And something I'm going to be so happy to be involved with. I got to nail it down. But if you polled a lot of Buffs Nation when he first came through, it's kind of like, oh, he's not one of our guys. You know what I mean? And so don't play with the heartstrings of the fan base. You've been adopted in. Obviously, he has done as much for the program as the program has done for him. I know they're negotiating a new contract with him now. I know it's all business, and I know he means well. I really do not question Coach Prime's heart. I think he's a good man. I think at a certain point in time, you still got recruits. All of these things they reverberate beyond the television cameras. You say things like, I'd like to go coach my sons. That affects recruiting. That affects what we could get out of the transfer portal because guys want to know, well, what am I coming for? If I'm not coming for the show, which that's what they want to show up for, be honest with you, it is that guys that come to see you want to come because Bucky. They want to come because of the notoriety. They want to come because well-off media. They want to come because of the circus. They want to come because of the ability to play and contribute to what seems like a program on the rise. If you keep fucking with that, I just think there's other ways to draw attention to your television properties. Who's Nepo babies and what are we talking about, Paul Schaefer? I don't know what that. Prime just turned college football on its head and talked about creating a true program for the NFL and a true program for the NFL. And now he teases leaving. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that either. I just thought I think it was self-serving in all the wrong ways. I think it was self-serving in all the and no, let me say it like this. If you're gonna go. Right? If you're out, of course, does it disappoint us? Absolutely. But if you're going to go. Enough of the, I don't know. I want to coach my sons. I don't know. Am I staying? Am I going? And it's just like, come on, bro. Like, enough. It's enough. It's genuinely enough already. How does a guy in Maryland become a Broncos fan? I live in Maryland. 1, I am born and raised in Denver, Colorado. Graduated from Montbello High School. 2, I am not a Bronco fan. I just cover the team. 3, I'm a Packer fan. Don't hold that against me. 4, I still love and support everything that is Denver. 5, I'm here for you, Charlie. That's how. Did I cover it? Did I answer your question, Charlie? Andon? Fishing? Anybody want to add anything? He went to okay, so he went to ND. Okay, if he went to Notre Dame, that's fine, but nobody gives a shit. Oh, the Domers fighting back, though. They're fighting back. We might have spoken too soon. PhD is the show DMAC has in the afternoon. Oh. Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you, Timothy. ND is the Cowboys of college. That's about to be CU. If we play our cards right and our coach stays, that is America's. Well, let me rephrase that. That is Black America's team right now. Is the University of Colorado. If you go on YouTube, it's a fun thing to do. Go on YouTube and just Google or search Coach Prime or search you'll see so many Southern dialectic Black men who have podcasts dedicated to CU, and they're nowhere near Colorado. Charlie, you're asking how I became a Bronco. try and figure out how these dudes in the middle of Bugtosa, Oklahoma, wherever, are CU fans. And it literally is based solely around Coach Prime. Is what it is. Penn State plays old school smash mouth football, and I love it. You and me both. Line it up, hit him in the mouth. I still believe that all that bullshit, at the end of the day, all that trickeration and everything, it all looks good. It all looks great. At the end of the day, run it between the tackles. I love Marcus Freeman too. Something about him, I like it, aggressiveness. No, I like him. But he's, it's for the Domers. Tie game, by the way. This is just getting his name out there, being even recognizable to CU and incoming players. Prime knows exactly what he's doing. I think you're right, Fishing. I just don't. I think at a certain point in time, it's a drumbeat that I'm tired of hearing. It really is. It's a drumbeat that I'm tired of hearing. I'm always surprised to see grown men that make millions of dollars buy into Jim Harbaugh's rah-rah bullshit. Jim Harbaugh, I think, appeals more to the man in guys, though. He's just a no-nonsense kind of like, what? You know what I mean? And I think that football players like that shit. I think they like, they like tough guys. And I think he comes across as a tough guy. I think that's really what it is more than the rah-rah. Look how they play football. Just look how the Chargers play. I do think Mayo and Pierce got a raw deal. Give them another year and let's see. My point is that first-time coaches, like, how can you figure out what you have if you don't give a guy a good 3-year runway? And when I say a 3-year runway, that's just to see do you even know what the hell you're doing? It probably takes a good 3 years to implement a guy's system and see. Let's go Notre Dame. What? Timothy, we're not going to hold that against you, but I don't know. I don't know if I like that. I mean, I'm not mad at it.
While we talking, I tell you to shut up.
Okay.
Do you think it's wise for you to keep talking?
I don't know. I'm not threatening you, Timothy, because I like you. But I don't know if I need the Domer love in here.
While we talking, I tell you to shut up.
Okay.
Do you think it's wise for you to keep talking?
Huh? Wasn't Rod Smith's first TD a Hail Mary catch? I want to say yes to that. Sutton drops and run after the catch, need improvement. Of course, he can get better, but I'm telling you, go back and look at Rod Smith's career if you can, and you'll see a lot of similarities between Sutton and Rod. It's just a matter of, valuing every possession. You got to value your possessions. That's how that goes. What's happening here? Sorry, I just got a notification. Keep it going. I want to hear from all you guys. So I'm going to try and read through all of this, and then I'm going to let you guys get back to your evenings. I really appreciate you guys riding with me. Hold on real quick. Let's get to this story real quick. I wanted to let me rep and present. You guys got me all going. Where we at? By the way, the Nuggets are like 16th in the could they get their hands on Jimmy Butler's sweepstakes? So I don't think there's any reason to go with that. Where's my story? Bo Nix jealous. SI.com. Deion Sanders, Jimmy Butler, Broncos Peyton. ESPN delivers exciting revelations. Where the fuck is my story, you guys? There it is. Bam. Go ahead and share that. Share it. ESPN delivers exciting revelations to the Broncos ahead of Bills wildcard game. I like this for Bronco fan, and I love this for me because it gives me something to talk to you guys about. Denver Broncos enter wildcard round of the playoffs as heavy underdogs to the Buffalo Bills as the number 7 seed in the AFC. The Broncos are 8.5 dogs to the number 2 seeded Bills. While that might seem discouraging, the underdog has traditionally fared quite well in the wildcard round of the NFL playoffs. According to who? Adam Schefter. And he's quoting a guy named Paul Hembekides. Per Paul Hembo, underdogs are 69 and 105 all time on Wild Card Weekend, an average of 1.5 upsets per season. At least one underdog has won a game in the wild card round in 40 of the 46 seasons dating to 1978. Bronco fan. And guess who? Guess who? Guess who was? Remember Tim Tebow's heroics against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Count that in there. Remember the 97 Broncos? Went in as a wild card. Uh-oh, NFL. That's fucking fire, right? The Broncos embody the spirit of the underdog, and it could serve them well on the road in upstate New York. The Bills have to manage weight and expectations and being highly seeded in the playoffs. And again, not having proven any fucking thing. Hosting a playoff game, all of the pressure is on Buffalo. In the playoffs, anything can happen, which is why teams coveted one of the 14 spots. After 4 Super Bowl losses, the 97 Broncos entered the playoffs as a wild card team, though not always as an underdog. That team would run the gamut, vanquishing all AFC playoff opponents, qualify for the Super Bowl 32, against the defending world champion Green Bay Packers. This was one of the, when we're talking about running it, let me explain to you guys how this Super Bowl unfolded for your boy. Dateline, sometime in January, whatever year that was. 97. I'm in a house in Montbello, Tucson, the Tucson Johnson residence. It's packed to the gills. 4 TVs are going while we're watching the Super Bowl. My girlfriend at the time, huge Bronco fan, shout out to Danita Pulliam. The entire Johnson family, huge Bronco fans. Me, my homeboy Sydney, the only Packers fans in the house. Talking big noise. Oh, big noise. I went in, Favre jersey down, cheese head, whole 9. I'm not hiding. I'm not hard to find. Of course, we're coming off of a Super Bowl win. No way in the world the lowly 0-4 in the Super Bowl Broncos are going to beat my vaunted Packers. Dear God. Dear God. Let me tell you something. When I'm telling you that even the kids in the house, when John Elway, the helicopter play, everybody made sure they came and found either me or Sydney. And it was hell. We paid. We paid in scorn. It hurt so hard. It hurt my heart. We paid in scorn. I didn't think, bro, this is where I developed my hatred for y'all, for Bronco fans. How did I become a Packer fan? My mother passed away September of 1986. And those who are old enough to remember, that is the same year that the Broncos lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. I was a huge Bronco fan, but I'm a 13-year-old kid. I'm young and I'm impressionable. And I'm like, this sucks. Life sucks. Fuck the Broncos. I need to change everything that I'm doing with my life. And the very next year, the Packers and the Broncos played in a Monday Night Football game, a snow game. I believe Don Majkowski was the quarterback at the time. I just liked the team in the gold helmets. And from there on, I was like, my life's different now. And I started rooting from the Packers then. So it's rooted in history. But yeah, I caught hell. I caught hell in that house. But I held my head high. That's how you show up, Vic Lombardi. That's how you show up. I was running it. I was popping it. I had to eat it. Even my girlfriend. Now, mind you, I still got some trim that night. She talked shit. But you know what I'm saying? I still handled mine. My business got handled. You feel me? Yeah, it's bringing up bad memories fishing. Yeah. Destroyed. I had to exact my revenge in the boudoir. Yeah, Super Bowl 32 win. Who said? I saw somebody said they were living on Monaco. Who said that? You grew up in Montbello, that guy? I grew up 12980 East 47th Avenue Circle, right on the other side of Crown Boulevard, stone's throw away from Montbello High School. Before that, I grew up in a house on Sable, down by Barney Ford. And before that, when I was a baby, wee little baby, my mom moved us from the east side. We stay on 26th and Vine. Let's see. Favorite game ever, Super Bowl 32. What a game. Yeah, that one. It was a great game. It was, I mean, John Elway cemented his legend. It's just Terrell Davis. I mean, the Broncos came in and just, they ran a flawless. I mean, Mike Shanahan, you know, after having been scorned by, you know, the Raiders and just could he get it done? And then, you know, his relationship with John, it was great. It was great. It was great for football. It was great for Denver. It sucked for me, but whatever. I got Notre Dame and Ohio State. That's why. Okay. I see you're rooting for your bracket. Makes sense. Chargers AFC equivalent of the Vikings. Teams laden with talent that managed to squander it. I couldn't agree more. Denver went fucking nuts. Yeah, it was super epic. It was great. It was amazing. Epic ass whipping of the Packers. That wasn't no ass whipping. See, that's why I don't fuck with y'all. You call that an ass whip. You call that game an ass whipping, and I say, you just, you know, do you think O.J. Simpson cursed the Bills? That's not a bad question. Something did. Something's wrong up there in Buffalo. I just don't think they'll ever I don't think they'll ever touch it. It's like the Vikings. I don't think they'll ever touch it. And that is why the football gods will not allow it. Jay Buckets won't come here. We only need big points from the bench. Starters are okay when AG and Jokic are there this season. Here's a good story. I'm just going. I don't give a shit. We're just going for it, you guys. Fuck it. Imagine a world where Giannis Antetokounmpo leads in all-star voting. Guess who else? Our boy, Joker. By the fans, mind you. And I had watched a segment on Gil's Arena, listening to Gilbert Arenas. You know, I mean, I don't need to tell you guys this. And I think we'll get out of here soon. But I think the funny thing about sports commentary is now that the players have their say-so, former and current, you get to see the other side of the coin. And the bias, like I'll tell you about, I don't think Antonio Pierce got a fair shake. Race plays an issue in observations. You got to be an adult and just make an adult observation in saying that. There is no question in my mind that any player that doesn't see Joker as the best player in basketball, like the conversation was between Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Joker. And I'm listening, and so Kenyon Martin's on the panel, Rashad McCants is on the panel, Brandon Jennings is on the panel, whoever the middle guy is that kind of hosts the show, and Gilbert Arenas. And Gilbert is trying to convince Rashad McCants and Kenyon that no, hands down, Shai Gilgeous is the MVP because he averages 32 a game. And the easy thing is like, well, but forget how many points you average a game. Who's more valuable to their squad? And they just can't bring themselves to say it. It's a race. Well, if you ask the fans already have Joker pegged as one of two, far and away, above the rest of the crowd, all-stars. So
I'm a spaz.
You are spazzing already.
And I just watch, you just can hear it. You can hear it dripping through the commentary that guys just don't fuck with Joker because he's, well, sir, you're not black. And in this instance, yeah, the reverse is completely in play. I remember the Falcons beating the Vikings. Oh my God, that kick. I often said that next year, okay, be honest with yourself, Bronco fan. Do the Broncos beat the Vikings in that Super Bowl if they don't miss that kick? Be honest with yourself before we get out of here. I want to know. That Vikings offense that was just Randy Moss blowing the whole NFL competition away with their, I just didn't see it. 97 living on Monaco and Evans. Nice. You were right up the street. Blocked with Craves fans after the game. So much fun. Yeah. First time the Avs won, I'm not afraid to tell it. First time the Avs won the Stanley Cup, guess where I was? While you guys were turning over cars in downtown Denver, I was watching from a 12-man bay in the Denver County Jail. So there it is. We can tell the story about that later. Orrin, were you the dude who spent the night on the billboard under the Bronco until the Broncos won? No, I was not. I was not fishing. Fucking. You bucked that Bronco? Yeah, man. That was my lady. I know exactly where that is. Falcon Park. You already know. I played for the Falcons. Matter of fact, I stopped playing for the Falcons the year my mom passed. I played for the Falcons. We won. We always used to have the debate between PAL, right, and AYL. AYL all day. Aurora Youth League all day is what we played in. We dominated. Only the Shamrocks could really get over on us. And it's you know, Montbello is marred in the other side of good memories. Falcon Park, I have so many of my best childhood memories at that park, and then you know what it turned into. It's just a special place in my heart, and I will always endeavor to see how we can help fix certain things going on in the Bells. Although it's getting better. Fishing when that happened. Wow. All right, I'm gonna read you guys the rest of it. Confirm that's when that is not when I lost my V card. Dad Solo. Every game in the playoffs leading to Super Bowl 32 was the greatest game. Yeah, it was a great time. Even though I was in the town, so I had to experience it alongside. And it was an ass whooping because the Packers were 12.5 point over the favorites. Biggest upset ever. Fisher, I'm not doing this with you. How'd the game play out? I don't give a damn what Vegas said. Dad does the wrench me. You guys are great. You guys are great. You're an IT guy, huh? Dad Solo, welcome to the party, pal. I love it. Who else we got? Yes, honestly, you believe they do. Scare the Vikings that year. Yeah. You believe that the Broncos were going to win? I don't think that they would have won that game. Buffalo, sometimes you get the dog, sometimes the dog gets your ass. You ain't got to worry about catching a dog. You got to worry about a dog catching your ass. Damn, I've gone an hour. Okay, I got to get out of here, you guys. I was scared of the Vikings in Montbello, Silverman Park. Love Silverman. Vikings did practice there. And they definitely, my high blurred. The Vikings were full of thugs. And let me stop. Don't matter, baby. The Broncos won that Super Bowl. Yes, they did. Stories I've heard from the locker room that Super Bowl. Yeah, okay. They wanted to play the Vikings. Yeah, you can say that. How is it going to play out on the field, though? Paul Schaefer, I love your personality. I love all my guys. It's the hood. If I remember correctly, Minnesota was the only team that didn't get revenge on. Yeah. They could have ran that one back. Cheered so damn hard when Russ got intercepted the last play of Super Bowl 49. Yeah, okay. That's what's up. Sometimes in Buffalo, you guys are clowning. I love it. I love it. I know it should be a 90-minute live, but I'll explain. Quite honestly, I'm going to start breaking camp with that, but I always want to be respectful of what's been asked in the time constraints. So that's going to do it. You guys made this show. Hold on. Let me get all my guys in here. Let me fish in, of course. Dad Solo, welcome to the party, pal. Andon, you already know you one of the homies, the big homie. Paul Schaefer in the building. Timothy Rimothy. Orrin in the feed. Shit. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Charlie Beagle. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else we got? I think I kind of covered everybody. This one's for the guys that I missed.
Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
You better understand that when I do this because I love it, but I really do love interacting with y'all, and you guys make this show better. You make this show better. I will be working on that dad solo. Custom emojis, they're coming. You all make this show better. So I really do love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you on the rebound with the motherfucking medicine. We don't give a shit. Whatever.
And now it's time to play everybody's favorite game.
Jesus Christ, we can't run.